In the following video, I'm going to talk about blind buying. Now, remember, blind buying isn't sensible. I don't condone blind buying, and no reviewers condone blind buying. You should always smell a fragrance before you spend money on it. And if you don't, do your research, check the notes, check all the reviews, and do as much research as you can to make an informed decision before you blind buy, and be prepared to not like that fragrance. Now, the fragrances I talk about in this video, you've got to remember, fragrances are subjective. So as much as I say that these are safe to blind buy, they're not fragrances that 100% of the population are going to like. I'm just saying that these are fragrances that one way or another are less likely to be disliked. That's all I'm saying. So it's these fragrances, it's harder to dislike than some other fragrances, but I'm sure there's going to be some people out there that comment and say, I hate these fragrances, you're a dickhead. So just remember that, take it with a pinch of salt, and do not blind buy. I don't condone blind buying, you shouldn't do it, it's not wise, and if you do, you're a fool. But other than that, enjoy the video. Is that right, yeah? Good, because I want to get this done, because I need to order that Bulgari fragrance, the Man in Black Essence. Looks the bollocks. What, have I smelt it? Of course I ain't fucking smelt it. Just take a punt, mate, it's part of the fun, isn't it? Word to your mother, my name's Steve, this channel is FRAG30 Imperious, and thanks for tuning in. I love you. Today I'm going to be looking at 5 fragrances that I think are safe to blind buy. Now, by saying that, what I actually mean is these fragrances are more difficult to dislike than some others. You might not love them, but it's hard to dislike these. You might just go, yeah, they were right, but that's as safe and as much as you can hope for when you're blind buying. In at number 5 is a fragrance from the house of Sean Drawn, and by saying that you already know which fragrance I'm talking about. It is, of course, Unforgivable. Unforgivable opens with a lovely fruitiness. I get a kind of pineapple accord from all those fruits, but there is no pineapple in there. It's probably the only fruit that isn't in there, to be honest. And there's some rum in there, and there's a whole host of other things. But basically, you'll just get this uber versatile fragrance which works well in any situation. You can wear it smart in the office, you can wear it in the gym, casual, meeting friends, and any season this will work, to be honest. It's such a cheap, versatile fragrance, and for that reason it makes it a safe blind buy. Sure, not everybody's going to love it. Demi Rawlings doesn't love it, but you know, what does she know? I'm joking, Demi, I still love you. Will you marry me? In at number 4 is a classic which actually won Fragrance of the Year in 2008. All of those geeks out there now know what I'm talking about. It is, of course, Dolce Gabbana's Light Blue. This fragrance is a great, fresh, clean fragrance, and every review you're ever going to read or watch is going to use the word safe. Yes, it might not kind of set the world on fire, but it is a lovely, clean, fresh fragrance that works really well in warm weather. And to be honest, in any climate controlled environment, this can work all year round. This is one of those fragrances that is of similar sort of type to the likes of CK1 and Acqua di Gio, where it sort of works really well in warm weather, but also in those climate controlled environments, it's perfectly clean and fresh and safe to wear in an office. It is a great, safe fragrance. It's actually my scent of the day, so I'll just have a cheeky little top up. It has a bit going on. It's not so safe and boring, I don't think. I think there's peppers in there. I mean, I love the grapefruit and some of the fruits in there, but the pepper I actually like. Some people that do dislike it kind of typically blame the pepper, but I like the pepper in there because it just gives it a bit more of a backbone, a bit of something going on, and kind of set it away from something that's just literally shower gel. So yes, it is safe, and yeah, you've spelt it a million times, but that's for a reason. It is a great solid fragrance, and you can get it at a really good price now. So yeah, I wholeheartedly recommend Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. In at number 3 is a fragrance that is actually quite expensive, relatively speaking, so it does make it a bit more risky when you think about blind buying. So why have I included it in the list? I've included it because it's actually a flanker of another fragrance that nearly everybody has smelled in some way or another, and the fragrance I'm talking about is a Marnie Code Profumo. It's a flanker of the original Marnie Code, obviously, and nearly everybody has smelt that, so you should be familiar with that DNA, and you're gonna know if you like that DNA or not. If you smelt a Marnie Code and you thought, damn, that's a good fragrance, I wish they made a super sexy version that made women want to sit on my face, then a Marnie Code Profumo is for you. Because it is a kind of rich, full-on date type fragrance, it does limit its versatility sometimes. But that said, I have worn it in colder weather during the day just purely because I love it so much, and so does everybody else around me. The only time I've ever found somebody that didn't sort of really enjoy it, and that was the opening. I got them to smell it sort of quite soon after application, and they found it a bit much and a bit synthetic and a bit full on. But after it had settled down for about 30 minutes, I got them to smell it again, and then they really enjoyed it. So just bear that in mind. You might have to wait sort of 20 to 30 minutes before you expect any face sitting. In at number 2 is a fragrance that often gets described using the word shower gelish, but that means it's very safe and hard to dislike. That fragrance is Coach for Men EDT, the original version. It opens up with a delightful fruity opening where pear is actually quite prominent. I really enjoy that pear accord, but if you don't like pear, then just bear that in mind. This might not be one for you. That pear note does die down a little bit, and it dries down to a kind of woody, ambergris based shower gel clean vibe, which is very hard to dislike. I also pick up suede in there as well, which gives it a sort of very subtle leathery accord, which kind of just finishes it off with a very clean, safe, quite manly scent that I've actually enjoyed the more and more I wear it. So yeah, and for the money as well, you can get this at a really good price now. So again, that just makes it that little bit safer when it comes to blind buying. I don't know anybody that actively dislikes the fragrance that I put at number 1. I literally can't think of a single person. You might not love it. I don't love it as much as some people in the community, but I certainly do like it and I enjoy wearing it, and that fragrance is Dolce Gabbana's The One. I'm talking about the EDP version because it is richer and fuller and has much better performance than the EDT. It is a spicy tobacco-based fragrance that is just so enjoyable to wear and so enticing. It lures you in, this fragrance, and people around you will kind of enjoy it and kind of want to know what you're wearing. It does have relatively limited kind of flexibility because it is for sort of colder weather or date type scenarios. But that said, I again have worn it during the day in the office in colder weather because it is a fragrance that people around you will totally enjoy. It is just such a safe blind buy, this fragrance, because it's just so difficult to dislike it. I'm sure there's going to be some people that will, and I'm sure you'll let me know below. But of all the fragrances in this list, I think this is by far the safest blind buy that I could suggest. So that's it. That's 5 fragrances that I think are relatively safe to blind buy. I hope you've enjoyed this video and you've got something out of it. If you have, please hit the thumbs up button because, you know, I appreciate it and it helps me grow the channel. And as always, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. You know the score. I ask you every time, so does everybody else. But let's be honest, if you haven't hit subscribe by now, you probably never will. But I hope you got something out of this video. Please comment below and let me know what you think is a safe blind buy, because who knows, I might blind buy it. You know what I'm like. Thanks again for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I will see you for the next one. Much love.